Hey traders, welcome to another edition of Crypto Lab with Alex, featured from Trading Analysis. I hope you are all well, safe and sound. So we are going to go across over several things, and as every week in the crypto space. If you wish that I look some charts that you have for some favorite cryptos of yours, just type it in the chat box, and we will look to see through that for you. So let's begin with the review of what is going on in a crypto space. We will look a little bit what's going on with the Coinbase IPO, a little bit of Bitcoin dominance chart, main analysis on a few cryptos, and then I will let the floor to you to see what would you like from us to look on your end. So let's begin. Let's look what is going on with this Coinbase IPO. This was kind of a really big event. It was consumed and kind of celebrated from all of the crypto space. First quarter the revenues was pretty nice from the Coinbase. Valuation went a little bit more on the upside, around 100 billion. Kind of estimated, but the beginning ones was around 65 billion. And share price started to trade pretty much violently on the opening. This is the Coinbase Global Inc. The ticker is Coin, and it's listed on the Nasdaq. So as you can see, we opened around 380 pretty much in the first couple of minutes. Weight on the upside pretty much fast, around 429.28, and then we started to move down and we finished around 328. Low was around 310, and as you can see, pre-market we are trading around 348.85. so we will see what the current day will bring on the trading of these stocks. In general, whatever you have a relatively important IPO, I suggest you wait, you have a little bit more of a chart pattern and some development, so you can have an idea what is the theme and what is the sense of the market. This is kind of a more fundamental, I would say, not, I mean, blind is a pretty tough word, but I would say pretty much based on a kind of still fundamentals which are not confirmed over the time, so people will buy it and sell it according to that. So I'm just kind of not warning you, but just a small advice. Maybe it's better to leave it for a few days if you want to own this stock and have a little bit more visibility. What is the sentiment and how the other participants are viewing the future flows and revenues on this side of the business. So in general, this is the first crypto big IPO in the world of stocks. We also had the first very big digital art kind of selling through the Christie's, which is almost 215-20 years old auction house, and this was the Beeple's first digital art sold over Christie's, which was on the end valued around 69-70 million. So we had two big events in the last couple of weeks. Crypto space is advancing and kind of starting to take a more firmer foot in this, let's say, fiat world, where we have a kind of a different space with stocks, currencies, and all of the stuff that we have been going through for the last couple of hundreds of years. So let's see what we have on this Bitcoin dominance chart. We can look also first cryptocurrency market cap. You noticed probably that after we passed 1 trillion on the Bitcoin, which was a pretty fast move. It took a couple of months from 200 billion to move over 1 trillion. We have kind of a stalling a bit. I think that the first round investors already stepped in, and we need to see kind of a second round of investors starts to buy in a Bitcoin, and we are not seeing such a huge move after 1 trillion, which is also displayed on the chart. So as you know, we are trying to kind of draw on a hypothesis regarding the crypto trading, especially in a Bitcoin, in a sense that we try to puzzle together and stick together a little bit of macro themes and also some of the technical analysis. And this is definitely one more sign that a small pause is possible before we start to grow in this market cap again. Ethereum is going nice. It's relatively increasing in a faster pace, percentage-wise, in a sense of moving up to 182 billion. Definitely two cryptos that has the most market cap from the others listed. Total market cap in a cryptos are around 2 trillion, maybe a little bit higher, which is still significantly kind of a low amount if you compare. Let's say stock market, it's around, I don't know, 49, 50 trillion. Then you have gold around 11 trillion and others, but it's a kind of a firm footing. It's a nice beginning ground. So we have witnessed a lot of changes in this market cap list in the last couple of months. As you remember, a few of the coins probably which was listed here before are not any longer in a first 10. We have a new projects coming which are supporting the crypto infrastructure. We also on the third place now have a Binance Coin, which is with Coinbase one of the most largest brokers in the world, and which is also listing these alts much more faster than the other ones. I think Coinbase has around 56 million Binance coins. I don't know the exact amount. I will look that, but I think it's a sum around there. I presume so. I have to check that out. But anyhow, on the third place is a Binance Coin, which is trading at 449 currently, 84 billion market cap. XRP is moving up. We are seeing a lot of buying in XRP for the last 2 weeks. Based on a potential weak case from the SEC and probably a faster resolution of this trial, which will start in June. So 78 billion. We had seen a nice increase on the upside in the last couple of weeks. Cardano is also growing as a second smart contract platform. Then we have a Polkadot, Uniswap on the 8th place. Litecoin is going lower. It increased in the last couple of days, but generally it is falling. And it's close to 10th place now. Just a $500 million difference from the Chainlink. And then the Dogecoin, which is moving up and kind of a steering. Lots of cheers in the crypto space. As you know, Doge is not my favorite coin, but it's going up. My members are always poking me regarding Dogecoin, so we always have a joke about it. It's around 18, amazingly 18 billion now. Bitcoin Cash fell down for a couple of weeks already for this list. Stellar is on 13. Then we have a newcomer, Theta, which is climbing up. VeChain as well, Filecoin as well. Tron is moving up. In the last couple of weeks it was between 20th and 30th place, but now it's coming in 18th place. And then Solana is the new one, EOS is at 21, and PEC and so forth. So we are usually looking first 10 to 15 because of the liquidity. But my point in this, looking in this market cap, is that we see a lot of changes from the old kind of a crypto projects to new ones. which is a very kind of a welcoming theme, because you can see that the space is advancing. New projects from a different kind of rounds and different spaces which developed in the meantime are going up in this market cap, and that's very encouraging for the crypto space in the future. Let's go over a Bitcoin dominance chart. As you know, we were looking last time for a continuation of a move down from the Bitcoin in regards to other alts. I will just say, guys, that I'm not sure, as I said before, should we look the same Bitcoin versus other alts, because now it's a completely different story. It's a bit more differentiation between the projects, which has their own purpose now. So I potentially, after this hold here around 51, if we break that, we can even go lower. But anyway, this will be my temporary support here. We might see for a couple of months or even a year a pretty much big sideways price action here, because these projects are getting more ground. Bitcoin, of course, is still favored from the store of value perspective, and we might see not such a directional battle between this kind of two groups divided, which I don't think stands anymore. But anyhow, we will still continue to track it for some time. But I would not kind of predict that, except if we don't have some big event, that the Bitcoin from some space will continue to rise after this potential B wave into some more kind of a 90-ish, 100 levels. I think we might get into some pretty much big sideways before something new happens in this. To sum up, pattern is unfolding as we were thinking. So if we hold this 51, I will expect either some corrective or impulsive pullback from here. Impulsive one will actually say to us that this flat correction in a 335 after a 5-wave move on the upside will complete, and then we'll go from there. If we break this support, I will say that we might even go further lower in a Bitcoin dominance chart, because flats can be affairs that can even go to the 88% retracement of the prior move to its flat unfolding. Okay, so we can even look 38, 36, which comes around 88% retracement. And this is a very particular ratio where usually this type of flats in a 3-3 and then a 5-wave move development kind of stays and makes support and then bounce off and go into another direction. So we will look for that in the future, definitely. But as you can see, for the last couple of weeks, even a month, maybe whole 2021, even 2022, 2020, 28th of December, Bitcoin start losing ground, in a sense that some of its mojo and flows in Bitcoin market cap was kind of a drone with the other crypto projects. So let's start, and let's first look a little bit of macro. So as you know, I'm tracking also for some of the members and some people here a little bit of dollar index gold. We do that in our forex service, a trading analysis. So we like to look a little bit of what the dollar is doing, anyhow, to see what is the macro flows. And for now, we have been looking for a potential move up in dollar. So we still hold the labels here as a potential 5-wave move down. This is either a 1, 2, 3, some type of a triangle. There is a few other combinations in the Elliott wave world how this pattern can develop. Also, it can be a leading diagonal in A, down in B, up in C. It can be 3 waves up, 3 waves down, 3 waves up in W, down in X, and then again in a complex manner upside in Y. Elliott wave is very rich in a corrective pattern possibilities, but as long as these levels around 89, especially last low 89.16 holds, I'm gonna stay with this view that we are going to see for several months potentially dollar moving higher. We also have to take into consideration the chart that everybody looks now, which is a chart of a 10-year yield on the US government bonds. We are backing off from this equality as we were talking for the last couple of weeks. This is a pretty strong resistance between 1.8 and 1.96. So as you can see, there is a pretty much of developments before, which always acts as some type of a resistance. Also, we have an inequality or a measured move from these lows, from this 128 down to this 0.5, and then again move up to 1.7, which is giving us a measured move. And as you can see, the RSI is falling. It's already around 48, and the move down is pretty much pathetic, or kind of a not very convincing on the downside. So I will, based on that and based on some of the possible inflation outlook regarding the economy's opening, bottleneck on the production side, many things go in there. I will say that we will keep some support here, maybe spend some time and then try to retest and break these levels on the upside, maybe even a few times more before we finally do this in this 2021. And actually try to go a little bit more higher with the potential target for this intermediate wave 3 around 2.8. I don't know if that will happen in 2021, but definitely any penetration of this very strong resistance, I will look as a continuation on the upside. As long as we trade below this resistance, I will be very careful watching how this move on the downside is developing. So let's move and see a little bit of gold, and then we go to see cryptos and to visit what is the last week happenings. Gold is holding this support. We have several wave counts which we are tracking. My thesis is that gold is going to trace out potentially with the yields going higher, but below 3 or 4%, that we are going to see a little bit more of sideways. Dollar, yen, and gold are pretty much in a big correlation over the years. We had some discrepancy here, but as you can see, highs and lows in dollar, yen, and gold through the last years was pretty much on spot. And if we break this 1670, I will consider that even to be a wave A, up in B, down in C, and a little bit more consolidation before gold starts to move on the upside. I also have a little bit more bullish wave count. I don't know honestly to say if this is going to hold. This is a pretty much bullish outlook, but for that I need to see a clear 5 waves here to start looking this wave count as a little bit more serious one with the larger probability of the event. Okay, so for now this is kind of my backup wave count, which I'm just tracking, but still we don't see anything from gold. We are holding this support, but nothing kind of a directional and with strength follow up on the upside. So let's move to cryptos. As always, we are going to see first the chart of the favorite one, which is a Bitcoin. You know that we are tracking some of the wave counts in Bitcoin, which might tell us and give us a little bit more clue what is going on there. I have noticed a few things that I will tell you on the Bitcoin technicals. Overall, the trend is still on the upside, and I think that is not still finished. Although, as I said many times, we are looking in the Elliott wave world several Fib ratios for the possible third wave target, and after a wave 1 and a sharp reversal here in a wave 2, which is directional, we are looking from some levels to fall out, looking at the guideline of alternation in some sideway or a more complex correction soon. So my first ratio, which I'm going to look, it is going to be around 75,000. from where I expect for some period that we spend in a consolidation and then continue on the upside. Alternatively, if I'm wrong, we are going to look for a possible smaller reversal and then continuation on the upside. But I still don't think that we will see that immediately. I'm still going to hold the view that we are going to go into big consolidation very soon in a couple of, maybe even a couple of weeks, and that after this consolidation is finished, we're going to continue to rise in a market cap and Bitcoin price towards this 150, 170K, which we count this as a complete 5-wave sequence. So looking at a smaller time frame, we have a few things that we are noticing. So I'm going to show you that. One of the very distinctive things which I didn't look for is that monthly RSI, as you can see here, is trading almost close to 92 levels. We had relatively sizable corrections after, as you can see from the Bitcoin 2011 RSI price chart, we reacted from them and we back down to this 50%. I doubt, looking at these technicals that I already told you, that this will be the same event, that we will see something so significant as we've seen before. I think more that RSI might fall and keep between 70, 80 and then go sideways before starts to move on the upside. That's the first thing. And the second thing, sometimes in the future, even a small movement on the upside in RSI can be worth of like a serious percentage gain. So in my kind of calculation, this accounts from 10 to 15K on the upside. We will see if that is true. But anyhow, I will just note that you take into account this information as well, that we are trading in one of the zones which before, no matter the time, how much it developed, is one of the very, very high zones on the RSI. Okay. So let's go on a smaller time frame in a Bitcoin chart. We proposed last time possible ending diagonal. This also can fall into a triangle category. I like kind of a little bit more descending diagonal. That's why I'm not favoriting, but I'm just saying that kind of a pattern looks like much better to fit all of the other substructures as the ending diagonal, and I'm still monitoring it. We flag to our members, and I think here as well, that this can be only a 3-wave move and that we might continue higher, which we did. As we know, in the ending diagonal, all of the legs has to have 3 legs within, and also there is a specific Fib ratios which cannot be overturned. So this wave 3 has to stop before being equal with the wave 1, and then a wave 4 has to go into the territory of the wave 1, and then wave 5 cannot be larger than a wave 3 or a wave 1. So we are going to look for this in account of this 74K. So this is still a thesis, but for now it's developing well. If we see any sudden break of these 55 levels, this ending diagonal will be cancelled. It will not be valid anymore, especially if we go below 5406. So let me say more precisely, this will be the key invalidation level. So this structure cannot go below the second wave. Here I will already doubt that something is wrong with this possible thesis of the move on the upside. For now, we are continuing very nicely, and if we subdivide this wave structure, we might be in some type of a wave 3 if we care to do one more push on the upside, a little bit of more consolidation, and then we might continue towards this higher kind of a ending diagonal line on the upside. So if we do some ratios, equality is around 66,062. So it is possible also that this is some type of a wave 3, we go triangle wave 4, we go a little bit more, and then we reverse. So I'm still going to continue to operate under this thesis, and I'm tracking this very closely because the ending diagonals in any case can actually finish very violently, and we will definitely follow what is going on that space. As you can see, also it is good to notice that before you have seen a very straightforward move on the upside in a Bitcoin. So if you look this on the larger time frame, it is very well good to notice that from these events here, you had almost a straight line on the upside, which is always a sign of a third wave in the third wave. But as you can see lately, the trend has kind of started to be a little bit more tired, and we are seeing this correction starting to appear more frequent. That is a clear sign, if we don't see a new renewed buying, that this trend possibly doesn't have much to go on the upside before a little bit of rest and then a continuation. So as I said many times, let me be clear, I'm still bullish on the Bitcoin. I'm just kind of looking all of these technicals that we potentially might rest a bit and then continue. So that's kind of my outlook. If you see here this correction, and this one, they're pretty kind of very close to each other, and here we didn't see that large corrections. We see smaller ones and a very big move. To me, this is a kind of a tiring trend, which the RSI also is showing us, especially on the weekly. So on the monthly and weekly, on weekly we even have a very visible divergence. So just to tell you, for the new viewers, the RSI is just one of the secondary things that I'm looking. I'm not leaning my analysis. It is just something that we like to look because there is the distinctive divergence between some of the waves when they develop, especially when they are in the end of their trends. One of the things which supports kind of this thesis is this P-cycle top indicator, which is just a combination of the different moving averages. But so far, this P-cycle top worked very nice, and as you can see, if we see a crossover, there was a pretty nice move on the downside. Every time this indicator crossed, we have seen a sizable move down, and we are starting to crossing here. As you can see, I can maybe make this a little bit bigger so that you can see it. So this crossing has produced in the past nice moves on the downside. Of course, it will take some time this to cross because this is a higher time frame. But I think it's a word of noting that that we are not in this expansionary kind of a uptrend where these two are pretty wide, but we are starting to see a potential cross here, which might be also a warning sign that the trend is a little bit tired and that we potentially need to go a little bit more sideways and rest before we go on the upside. Okay, so that's regarding the Bitcoin. If you have some thoughts about it, or you have your view, please type it in. I like to hear your opinions, and I like to have a discussion with you. So, what is your view as well on this analysis that we do? Does it reason with you, and does it make sense? How we actually take this from several sides and several aspects. So let's look another star, which is a Binance Coin. So Binance Coin moved very nicely on the upside. We were looking for a move in Binance Coin a couple of weeks ago, which actually happened. Binance Coin is one of the crypto exchanges which is also developing very fastly. It is equal or very close to Coinbase. So a very bullish price chart. We were looking this as a potential wave 4, some of our members actually traded this on the upside. They closed their position, as I noted, some of them around 600. I'm still not sure that it's finished, maybe potentially a little bit more upside, and then I'm going to look for a little bit of different pattern in a Binance Coin, because from the inception we have seen a nice 5-wave move on the upside in 1, down in 2, and then we have to repeat this 1-2 sequence, which is not very common event in this kind of a range. And actually looking the verticality of this move, we are definitely in third of a third on the upside, which might come a little bit more, but then expect a little bit of rest in some type of a wave 4 before we continue higher. So definitely in my book, Binance Coin stays a very nice one. For the further upside, I think that the trend on the upside is still far from over. I'm going to look for some type of a big range possible corrections, which will take some form, but the final resolution I will see pretty much on the upside, which is I think gives this Binance Coin a nice attention from us and from everybody else, because I think after we hit some floor in these corrections, namely here and here, Binance Coin will be a kind of a good thing to have for the further upside continuation as we look on these charts. Also RSI on the this weekly chart is pretty much 92.2. We already have a divergence here, as you can see, from this wave 3 and wave 5, which is a common thing, and that's why we are looking at this. On a daily, we also see a divergence. You see that actually this higher high on the wave 3 is actually here going upside, and on the RSI is going downside, which is kind of a sign that trend is a little bit kind of waning. We might see another push and then a reversal, but I'm still going to stay very bullish on the Binance, and I'm going to look to portray any weakness as a buying opportunity on the upside in the Binance Coin. So I like it very much, and I think it's a very prospective one in the years to come. Let's look XRP. We had several wave counts on the XRP. We had a breakout event. We talked about that last week. We were looking for a little bit more pullback, which we didn't get. Actually, XRP went directional on the upside. We were looking from here, counting this as a possible little bit of a corrective pullback and then a move on the upside. We didn't see that. We saw a straight move and break over this base channel, which you can draw as you like. It can be here, it can be here. It really doesn't tells you much, except that the current move is going out of these boundaries, which is a cool sign. So I remodeled a wave count a little bit, and I have this wave count, which is pretty much bullish. On the XRP, this is a wave 1 down in 2, and this is an expanding leading diagonal in 1 down in 2, and we are already in this higher degree wave 3, which will have some legs to it. But it seems that we are going to see a higher prices in the XRP in this year. Already they're very high from before, a very nice jump on the upside. But definitely look at some of the Fib ratios. I will expect just a small pullbacks here before we see a further continuation until the end of the 2021. Potentially when the trial starts in June, we might see a little bit of wiggling up and down because of uncertainty, but definitely I will monitor this bullish wave count. If we trace out further this move on the upside close to 4, that will be for me also a very big sign that after a 4th wave pullback we're going to continue on the upside on the XRP. So it looks very nice. For now, I'm also prepared, and be very careful, also maintaining your risk. So we have a couple of members which also bought the XRP here, where we flagged this potential wave 4 from these wave 3 highs, and this was a very drawn out corrective channel. Some of them went out here or here, which is understandable. This move was very sharp. Nobody knew what is going to go in the future with the XRP, and as you remember, even here I didn't know, because I didn't see a 5-wave pattern to confirm the reversal, but actually the reversal happened, and the XRP went trading even the highs around 2.1, which is a kind of a nice nice developments, and pretty much I think further bullish. So do we have any more stars for the last couple of days? I think these two. We also have a Dogecoin. Of course, we're gonna look at Dogecoin, which went on the upside. We looked for a little bit more on the upside on Dogecoin. This was a chart we were looking for, and we are exactly on this log scale, I think, at equality. So what we do here actually, and what we see, it's 5 waves up, as you can see here on Dogecoin, and then we see a correction, and then we see a continuation. So what usually we look, taking the Elliott wave methodology as a filter, we always look for a potential move above this equality, because we want to see a further development on the upside towards this 1618 levels, which is the common target for the possible third wave. So if you like to label this in a more kind of a bullish manner, you will do simply 1, 2, and now you will start to seek some type of wave 3 and 4, just hypothetically around some of these two key Fib ratios. 2618 is a little bit more rare, and 4, this one is also very rare, but I saw that in some of the cryptos actually happening. So let's be a little bit more conservative. Let's look without any emotional hype what is going on here. So we had a 5 waves up, 3 waves pullback, a complex one, or it can be a leading diagonal in A, up in B, down in C, and now we are developing pretty much straightforward structure on the upside. So how I will stay bullish on a Dogecoin, I will need really a key decisive break of this equality levels. So as you can see on this trend line, we dropped a little bit, so this also can be a overthrow of this channel. So I want to see more. I want to see a further continuation. I want to see here in the potential development of this structure a little bit more upside, then a pullback, and then that will be a good place, because then this equality level and this trend line will offer a nice support for a further bounce on the upside. So I will stay with this wave count on the Dogecoin. I will still keep this equality as a very precautionary levels to be watched until we see a sizable break of these levels and a move in this potential intermediate third wave, and then a nice kind of a kiss of this support level and the continuation of the upside. So I have also some of the things that I have shown you before. Akash, we flagged this much before we were trading at these levels. It's going up very nicely. I'm looking for a few possible scenarios here, but anyway, we had very nice gains on the Akash. I think we flagged Akash around 2.5, 2.6 levels. We are trading at 7.12, so it's a multiple move on the upside. We might see a little bit of pullbacks, but I think overall, longer term, Akash is looking very good. It's a cloud service which is offered to the companies over the blockchain network. I have a little bit more, but let me see your chart, guys. What would you like me to look? So you have heard my general thesis, and how do I look crypto space from the several perspectives. Okay, hey Sylvian, Felix, BTC opinion, wave count looks 5 waves up than ABC. Okay. Hey Swag, Wilson, how are you Wilson? Hey Dogen. Hello from Turkey, Buket, hello. Buyurun, I've been in Turkey many times, in Istanbul. Hey Randall, greetings. So let me see, what would you like to see? XRP, hey Mulak, we went over XRP cake. Okay, let's look pancake. Pancake swap. Yeah, we went up in the pancake, as I think we didn't look this chart for a couple of sessions. So from this wave 4, we are moving up in this wave 5. This move on the upside was pretty much straightforward in the pancake, and we continued after this pullback on the upside. So we are in some type of a third wave. Oh my god, this trading view always does this. If anybody looks this from a trading view, can you guys just kind of fix this thing that when you touch it, it doesn't move all around? It will be nice. So 1, 2, very clear subdivisions here. 5 waves up in 1, very small push down in 2, which correspond to 1, 2, 1, 2 wave count, a very directional wave 3, then a little bit of a rest, and then a final push up. So I think we are in some type of a third wave, potentially a little bit more upside, but more before than later we will fall into this fourth wave pullback, which will be a kind of a nice level for the continuation in a pancake on the upside for this fifth wave. So still very solid developments here. Supports stays around this 8.21, 8.20, and I will not like to see this broken on the downside. That will mean that I will have to seriously look into this wave count and see the possible options. For now, this wave count will left as you look at it. I don't address these charts during the week. Even if it's a mistake, I will leave it like there. So I hope we're gonna see some of the charts today where the wave counts are different. But in anyhow, on the pancake, I'm gonna stay bullish with a little bit of possible setback soon in this fourth wave. Hey, Maria, te quiero. Oh no, it's not te quiero. How do you say? I'm sorry. How do you say it on Spanish? How are you? ¿Cómo está? ¿Cómo está? Oh, Ethereum. Okay, everybody wants Ethereum. VET. Okay, let's look VET. Yeah, VeChain is. I looked at the chart last night. Is from the lows we have seen 5 waves up, a flat in a pullback, and then as I say always, a decisive break of these equality levels and over this potential base channel, and I'm gonna see a next level for if we start to kind of consolidate and continue on the upside. I think that the VeChain might continue on the upside towards this 0.66 levels before we potentially go down into fourth wave and the fifth wave. But the sequence is healthy for now. As you can see from lows, subdivisions are pretty much healthy. We are trading over equality and over this nice base channel, and I think we are in some type of a wave 3. I mean, even if we penetrate this wave 3 here, we might go even more on the upside. We have to stay conservative, guys, and kind of modest when we try to see a possible targets for the wave 3. I don't want to go immediately. It will be not very serious from the perspective of the analyst and trader to aim already for this higher target. So let's stay moderate, and let's hope that WeChain will actually penetrate even these levels and continue much more higher. But for now, I will look this 0.66 as the next target, and then possible pullback, and then a continuation. So for me, it looks pretty much nice, especially after this break. I would like to see more of it to confirm existence of this wave 3, but it's looking very good on the upside. ¿Cómo estás? Thank you, Maria. Aiden, hey, you have a lock icon per drone to prevent accidental moving or to global. Where? Thanks. Oh, you saved me. I will have to find this lock on icon. Where is that? It's here? Probably it's there. Thank you. If it is, I hope it's not gonna move. Yeah. Thank you guys. Sorry guys in the trading view. I didn't know that. So thanks Aiden for help. This will solve lots of problems. Thank you. Do I expect to see a little pullback from equality on VAT? Maybe not, maybe just a little bit. Maybe even if this is a wave 1 and 2, I might even expect a sharp continuation. Even if we see some pullback, I don't want this pullback to go far below this equality. If I see something of that, I will become suspicious. Okay, I want this to stay in this range with the higher highs on horizon. Okay, to confirm that we are in this. But the price action and the penetration and the verticality already kind of tells you a story that this is for now a very healthy uptrend which might continue. Okay, let's look some of the other charts. Aave. Okay, let's look Aave. Aave is doing move on the upside. Yeah, I have several options on Aave. So I've been also proponent of Aave moving pretty much on the upside after this potential wave 2. I would like to have a little bit leeway on that prediction. I will go on a daily time frame, and I would like Aave. Our proposal before was that this is a leading diagonal. We're gonna see a pullback and then a continuation higher, and that's fine. I'm still gonna keep this wave count, but I'm just as long as we trade in this a kind of a still consolidation, as you can see, I will keep myself of being over aggressively bullish until we trade below this 786, which is a kind of a key ratio that we look for a breakout. So this is still within now a secondary corrective channel. We have a potential leading diagonal, but then a 3 waves down, 3 waves up. So I want to keep a kind of a more subdued prediction or a view what we are going to see here. Anyhow, a breakup of this level will definitely bring alive back our previous wave count, that actually this might be all of the wave 1 on the upside, that this was a 3-wave pullback in a wave 2, and that we are having now a potential big move in a wave 3. Okay, so if you pay attention on the Aave, so if we do some Fib ratios, and if you put the common Fib ratios, which we did, equality is around 840. Okay, equality of this leg, so a measured move, and the measured move on the upside, so which means that these two legs are equal, is going to be around 840. Next level, 1618, will be around 1183. Okay, so how this pattern should develop? Okay, it should go something like this, with one more small caveat and one more obstacle. So the first obstacle will be this 786 and this corrective channel we already placed here, so we need this to be penetrated on the upside. And the secondary one, what we look is actually one of a very specific level, which is the 127, which might also be a level for a possible flat, and 127 is some around here. Okay, so I will be looking for a possible flat, and that's how we do a kind of a step-to-step analysis, what the levels we need to break so that we further confirm the uptrend. Okay, so if I want to see this 127, I will look for a possible Fib ratio which is measuring 662. So I will do that in stages. If we break 786, the next target will be around 662, and if we break that, I will definitely remove these correction things and then look further subdivision for this wave 3, 4 and 5 on the upside. So I might say the probability now exists that we will continue on the upside. I still want to break some of the key ratios. If you are swing trading, if you are investor trading in AVE, you basically just need to kind of see these two levels and just add on it on the further upside. Even if it goes correctively on the downside, first 5 waves is a guarantee, not a guarantee, but a very big probability that from the second wave, if this still is corrective and we can put the second wave here, AVE will be very bullish in the future. So I'm gonna rank AVE as well as a very good potential after a few of these developments for a further continuation towards 1000. So a very nice looking chart, as well as my favorite dot, polka dot. As you know, we are looking the some of the wave counts in Polkadot, which are telling us that the overall Polkadot is bullish on the higher time frame. Let me just find my chart. I always mix these charts. Where is my dot chart? Okay, so I'm going to show you dot chart on the other platform. I have it here. I think it's already done. So we are also looking very bullishly on the Polkadot chart. I will go on a daily, where we have a very nice pattern developing. I think we are in some type of the wave 3, which might complete soon. We're going to fall down in some consolidation and then trace out a wave 5. On the upside, I like Polkadot from many aspects. I like it as a project. I like it as a very clear pattern on the upside. So potentially in the future, after these 5 waves are done, pullback will follow, which will be a great spot for a further continuation on the upside. I'm looking these levels with my members, or the members of Trading Analysis, not mine. I apologize. So we are going to look for this pullback in any form to continue following Polka on the upside. So if you like to see what we do in a Trading Analysis, go to our website and check us out. We have a cryptocurrency very distinctive features we offer. We have a chart room, crypto strategy videos, members webinars, which can take even 2 hours because we look all of the charts specifically tailored for our members. We have a crypto trade desk, Discord, a very great community, and actually we are going to do a project of separating of these different projects. We agreed that we make several key projects, in a sense that we do subdivide these categories and find the best cryptos and start to be more organized in following the crypto space regarding energy cryptos, infrastructure cryptos, like for example DeFi cryptos or NFT cryptos. So we will do this subdivision and maybe select a few best of the cryptos to track on the chart every day. We also have a cryptocurrency repository, which means that everybody who has a multi-wave at its main platform can have his wave counts, which I do immediately on his platform visible. Also, members are using this feature at Trading Analysis. So check us out. We have a trial membership for 15 days, which is I think around 10 bucks or 15 bucks. So you can check us out if you like. Very interesting and very well crypto known members in the Discord. Let me look more of your requests. Hey Jock, banned. Okay, let's look banned. I never actually look. Oh, this is Luna. I'm still looking this key 2618. We backed off, but we need to see a 5-wave development, which we still don't, for a confirmation of this possible view. So this is Luna, a very nice chart pattern, 5 waves up, second wave pullback in a flat, and then a very distinctive third wave, which I always tell to people, third wave is always a vertical. So look the angle of the ascent, a very strong buying power. Now we need to rest a bit, and then I think we're going to further continue on the upside. So let's look band. What is band? Band protocol. Okay. So let's see what is going on a band. Yeah, I mean, this trend line, it seems that I have seen this one because I put this trend line, but I didn't put a wave count. And that's strange. Okay, so band might be in something like this. This is a very vertical third wave. As you can see, we hardly even retraced. And then we have a possible retracement in a triangle. And then one, so maybe a little bit more on the upside, but I will be a little bit more cautious on this one, because possibly we had some type of I don't know if this is a triangle, looks weird, but it can be. You can see sometimes this type of a weird triangles. We came to the previous wave 4, which is very visible, of the lesser degree trend, and then we have a 1, 2 up in 3, 4, 5. So I will be careful here on a band. Definitely a potentially nice 5-wave move on the upside, and then from some levels here, definitely not much far. Even if you count this as a 1, 2 up in 3, 4, and 5 in this region, I will be cautious and wait for potentially a little bit of pullback before we continue on the upside. Let me see if band is different on the coin market cap. Let's see the chart there. Now it's basically the same. Okay, so I will just take precaution. If you are long, secure your some of your trades. You can lift stops, or you can have a mental stop in some levels, and these levels will be definitely here. I would not like this will be the secondary level, and this will be the first levels. This is a nearest support. I would not like to see anything drastic on the downside. And as the upside is concerned, we can basically just do a simple extension here and look for some Fib clusters. Where is this? Okay, so we are here, extensions. 1618, it's at 49, which is almost double, and equality is around, we already passed it, so some around there. I'll just pay attention and be careful of the reversal. Compound, yeah, we tracked compound. You want Cosmos or compound? Compound, okay. Yeah, okay, so our support level on a compound held very nicely. Uh, I've been long on this compound even from the beginning of a crypto lab. You can go in December and see actually um, the first crypto lab, which was in December. I was flagging these levels in the compound very distinctively because after a 5-wave move, we had a very nice pullback in 3 waves, and then we started to develop something which was looking as an impulsive potential, which actually developed very nicely. I was thinking that this was a leading diagonal, which still can be counted, but after the pattern developed, I modified it a little bit, but it's still bullish. So there is a 1, 2, and then you have another 1, 2 up in 3, 4, and 5. So I'm going to be looking for these levels here. This is maybe a wave 1, pullback in a wave 2, 3, 4, and 5. So I'm going to be looking for a little bit of the upside in compound. It's not little bit here, it's almost $200. And then I will look for a pullback and a continuation up until we reach this 1618. So as you can see, equality is here, and this is a nice representation how the equality is in many cases very important level, because you see we penetrated equality, back down from it, we tried again and back down again. Definitely we flagged a couple of crypto labs here this support, and we have few members which bought it here and continued to hold it on the upside. And for now the wave count is working good, so support held, we went up. Now corrective support is holding here. We are continuing on the upside, and I think this continuation can still be advanced along this line 667 or even a little bit before. So let's see. Aidan is asking how much emphasizes you are giving to the Bitcoin pairs, if at all. Bitcoin pairs in what sense? You mean like Bitcoin Euro, Bitcoin Gold, Bitcoin Dollar, or crosses? Like Bitcoin Stellar, Bitcoin Ethereum. Can you just clarify that for me, Aidan? And I will show you some wave count if you think on that. Crosses, okay, we will look some crosses. Hey Maria, Tron, of course Maria. Ladies in the room, we have to respect the hot Tron, so the hot cryptocurrency, which was basically very dormant, and it became so kind of a very suddenly moving on the upside. What we can say, it was in disguise, which was said by famous Inspector Clouseau. Very hot subject in the last couple of weeks. So Tron is definitely moving on the upside, but again, look equality here. So I'm just always trying to teach members that this equality is very important. So if we go above this equality, I'm also going to stay bullish on Tron up to 0.5347. Okay, so very decent pattern. If you look at it from the, I know this is not the whole chart. If you look Tron on this Coinbase, so let's look Tron on the higher time frame. And as you can see, I think we have a little bit more price action before in Tron. So let's look the whole chart, and let's try to see possible developments here. Okay. Okay, so this is a daily chart. I'm going to go always, and I start my wave counts from the weekly one. And on the weekly one, let's say, and we operate under the thesis that the Tron is bullish. Okay, so what we will do, we see here a very nice 5 developments in Tron. Equality of these two moves are around 2.136. Okay, so that will be our potential target for the possible equality wave count. So we need to see how this structure may develop up to these levels, and if it starts to move towards this 1618, it will be around 7927. So don't forget, this is a log scale for the Fib levels and log scale for the measurement of a scale. Okay, so how we will subdivide this in this respect. So 5 waves up, 3 waves pullback, a complex one, and then we are developing something which is possibly wave 3 on the upside, or a larger degree wave 1 and 2, 3, 4 and 5. So if we go on a smaller time frame, and I will switch here because it is easier for me to manipulate it in a sense of Fib ratios, because it's a platform I use, we have to look of a penetration and the continuation on the upside towards this 0.53, 1.12 or even 2618, which will be around 3.72. So look what is going to do on these levels. Any continuation or a further strong move above these levels will confirm a possibility that we are going to continue higher in Tron. But I think that we are trading in a key levels here, and I want to see what is going on, what it's going to do there, and any welcome corrections on this outer trend line, it's going to be very welcomed for the possible continuation on the upside. Okay, so let me see some crosses. What would you like to see? Not Maria Lopez. What's that? It's DM. Hey Maria, no problem. Let's see. What's that? HTZ. I think we have HTZ. Yeah, we have it. Let's see HTZ on the upside. Yeah, I've been speaking about this HTZ. Finally, it break out of this massive consolidation. I must admit, this one is very slow. I don't know why. Probably because of the. I didn't look specifically into the project, but if you look at technically and chart-wise, not very much. It might wake up and become the theme and the subject as Tron was, but for now we don't see that. Okay, yeah, Tezos. Sorry, I cannot even remember. I do so many of them during the day. I often forget some names, so I apologize for that. So if we analyze this price action, we can see some of the features here, which might kind of say that Tezos now might have a tendency to continue even after a small pullback on the upside. Why I'm saying that? Because we have seen two distinctive corrections which has taken a lot of time. So Tezos was very slow after a big move on the upside, pullback, then another move, then a pullback. You can count 5 waves up here. A very sharp pullback in wave 2, that's fine. This can also be a wave 1 and 2, and now we are developing a higher degree blue wave 3 here. So one of the themes that speaks in favor of that is this break of this big consolidation here, which is now going to act as a support. So I will say that the break of Tezos on the upside it might give us a correction, but that's very insignificant to a potential on the upside as soon as we trade, as long as we trade above this very key support level. So I don't want to see a price action poke below this very key support levels, because then they will act as a resistance, and it will be very hard, as you can see here, for Tezos to climb again on the upside. So look at this price action if you look at it very carefully. So there is a Potential break here? No, we went down. Another one? No. Another one? Another one? Nope, declined. Then we went down. Then another one, another one, another one. So several attempts with a very big range, and finally we broke it. So this to become more sustainable, potentially we might see a correction. If not, I think Tezos finally might continue towards some of these upside targets. Hey Wilson, what would you like? Wilson, ZRX. Okay, let's look ZRX. ZRX. Yeah, same thing. I think we went through this with our members on the webinar. Our regular webinars are on Tuesday. We are trading at equality. So as you can see, I have already drawn chart here. 5 waves up, and that's pretty visible. 3 waves pullback, and then a continuation on the upside. We are still trading at equality here. So I'm, as I said, always cautious there. We are starting to back off this equality, and what I would not like to see is that we go back to the channel on the downside, especially if we break this support level. Then I will kind of be neutral, and I'm neutral now because I want to see a clear break and then a potential support and then a continuation. So when I see that, I will become very bullish in a potential 5-wave sequence. For now, I'm still going to look at it as a slight possibility. We might even back off from this level and trade somewhere around there. I cannot confirm that because I don't see it, but I want to see a clear break and a continuation. Is that fine, Chong? Where are you from, Chong? I think you told me. Tezos. Hey, Aiden, thanks one more for this lockup thing. I will use it every day. Mula, FX, we don't do FX here. We do FX with members on the trading analysis. We just look at dollar index and gold from the kind of a yield and dollar index perspective to see these directions in a potential relation with cryptos. We don't have much time to do all of the FX here. XLM, hi BioLion. Sorry if I didn't pronounce it well. Let's look XLM or Stellar. Yeah, we continue to be bullish on Stellar. What we are seeing here on Stellar is relatively bullish development after this pullback. 5 waves up, then a pullback. So we are in some type of a minor degree third wave, I think. I don't know if this was a low or even we can. I mean, sometimes when you see this price action, it's better to count from the beginning. So I will just hold and count this one because I'm not sure if this is 1, 2, up in 3, 4, and 5. I have to look at it closer, or this is 1, 2, and then Stellar can skyrocket even further. So let me focus, and even if it's going to do that, it's going to trace first 5 waves, and then we're going to see a pullback. So let's see here what's going on Stellar. So definitely a 5 waves up, flat in a pullback. So we are in some type of a third wave on the upside. If we put also a nice channel here, and we see a clear break. Now the trend line don't want to work. Okay, so never mind. I will not waste time on this. I will just put this here. Clearly a break, and now we are looking for a move on the upside. Let's do some Fib ratios here and see what's going on the upside. 1618, so I guess we are coming potentially closer to this fourth wave pullback and then a fifth wave continuation. So I will say be careful, potentially 1, 2, up in 3, 4, and 5. So I will kind of it's already pretty developed sequence, so I will be careful around these levels, and definitely some pullback will be an opportunity. That's how I look stellar. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5. So this can be also a triangle. Even if it doesn't look so, I don't think that we can kind of say that this is a leading diagonal. It will be too much because there is no overlap in this possible triangle. There is only a spike, but if you take this as a triangle, there is no overlap. So I don't know if I will say that this is 1, 2, leading diagonal in 1 and small 2, and we skyrocket already for 12 tomorrow in stellar. Because if you look this as a 1, 2 and a leading diagonal in second wave already finished here, we should see something like, I don't know, this move overnight to 7, you know, because even 1, 2, 1, 2 is bullish. And imagine if you have a 1, 2 and a leading diagonal with a small 2, this move on the upside should explode. I don't like to be that kind of maximal bullish person in this case. As I said, I'm gonna keep a pretty much conservative stance, because I don't like too much to be overly bearish or overly bullish until I see clear evidence of it. But I will not place this leading diagonal here. I will say more that we are in some type of a completed wave 3, and then a correction and then possible continuation. Okay. Yeah, Fib channels. Yeah, I mean, channels are, I don't know, subjective, not subjective. I already referred to a very nice Jeffrey Kennedy's video on channels. He's kind of even himself, I will not say invented, but structured very nice ways how you can use channeling techniques. And I think it's best to look this video, which is on YouTube. So there is a hey, McCurry Giffen, we already looked at Polkadot, so if you mind, you can go back when this session is finished and you can look at it again. Okay. Okay, guys, I think we covered it pretty much all for this session. Let's look Bitcoin for the kind of a closure of this Crypto Lab with Alex. We're gonna see each other next week, of course, to follow these wave counts that we have every week. Well, nothing much. We are still going to follow this potential ending diagonal. Some of the key levels here we are consolidating, so maybe even small triangle, and then possible continuation in this. This will be a very important event in the case we hold this 3-wave move and we do something like 4-wave move. This will definitely hammer a possibility that we are in ending diagonal, and this will be a very significant confirmation. Okay, so I think next week we will have a much more clearer picture in regards of that. Thank you guys very much on the comments and on the engagement. Maria, thank you for being present. I don't know if you're first female to be present on the Crypto Lab with Alex, but you are welcome. And see you next week. I'm always delighted to see female traders and enthusiasts in the crypto space. Hey Oleg, what's up? How is in Moscow? Спасибо большое. I hope you're safe and sound. Let's close this session, guys. Very well. For all of the other info, go visit Trading Analysis, stocks, forex, and cryptos with a phenomenal team led by Todd Gordon, which is our boss and owner of Trading Analysis. So lots of things there. And hit the like button so we can grow in the view content, and that will also enable us to grow this channel and have more and more coverage for you guys. Andre, we looked Pancake, I think, so that was fine. Ujvai, how are you, Ujvai? We looked Theta. Did we look Theta? No. Okay, let's do Theta. We didn't look at that one. Yeah, still a consolidation in Theta. So I guess after a small, we were looking for some type of triangulation, which is potentially still on. These triangles can be a kind of a longer affairs. But for now, as we keep these support levels, I will still go with the possible triangulation. A up in B, down in C, D, and E, even further before we break out on the upside, provided we still keep trading above this support. Okay, so clearly undecisive market, a little bit of distribution, but with a bullish outlook on Theta after this consolidation is finished. But this well can be a last move before we see a sizable correction in Theta. So let's end with this, and let's see you next time on the Crypto Lab with Alex. Bye bye.